Yours truly, Jedi Master Brevin Thompson, here to talk about the live action remake of Aladdin, directed by Guy Ritchie and stars Mina Massoud, Naomi Scott, Marwan Kazari, and Will Smith. This, of course, retells the story of Aladdin. We all know the story of Aladdin. There's a thief. He falls in love with a princess. He stumbles into the Cave of Wonders, finds a magic lamp, finds out that there's a genie inside it, gets three wishes, and also has to face the evil Jafar. We all know the story, and we all loved it since we were kids. um, this movie is not as bad as some critics are wanting you to think, or as at least that some people on the internet are wanting you to believe. Sure, there are some issues with this movie. I have a few minor nitpicks with this movie. This isn't a perfect movie, but I still enjoyed it. Few of the things I enjoyed in this movie was honestly probably the one thing that I enjoyed most in this movie was Will Smith as Genie, because mostly he has that style of charisma and comedy. That the character needs. But honestly, he just didn't have that type of level of charisma as Robin Williams had in the original film. But as far as Will Smith's charisma level goes, I'd say it's at almost near that level to Robin Williams' level. Um, as for the other performances, Mina Massoud, I think, did a decent job as Aladdin, and Naomi Scott, I thought, was perfect as Princess Jasmine. But easily the weakest performance was Marwan Kazari as Jafar. And what are some of the things you loved most about the character of Jafar? For me, it was his menacing look. You can tell that by that look on his face, you are seeing someone who was completely evil. I just think that he just didn't look really intimidating, or at least menacing or evil. Sure, he's evil and everything, but he just wasn't like evil. Sure. Jafar is a bad guy and everything. He just wasn't scary. He just wasn't menacing, and he's just. Sure, he has like some the same motivation as he did in the original, and he wants the lamp. He wants to become a ruler and everything, and it's just. Sure. He gets the wishes as he did in the film, in the original film. Um, the thing is, his plan to marry Jasmine comes almost to the very end of the movie. I just no build up at all. I just feel like there was no build up to it. At least in the original, it did have a bit of build up. His plan to marry Jasmine and everything. But sure, it was just like I said, we all know the story. I just think that the Jafar character was really weak. Um, One of my other biggest issues was some CG levels. Some levels of CG didn't really work. Mostly one of them being Raja the tiger. Um, it almost looked a little bit bad. Some of the CG, some of it works, some of it doesn't. Some of the CG effects that I liked. For certain types of characters. One of them being Genie, and I also love the effects for the magic carpet. But some levels of CG were not really that good. But some of the performances were good, but mostly the three main actors, which were Mina Massoud, Naomi Scott, and of course Will Smith. As far as the music goes, I really enjoyed some of the songs. Sure, they're like the same songs that they are in the original, but I've loved Will Smith's version of A Friend Like Me, and it was really entertaining, and he easily stole the show in this movie. he's great, but he wasn't as perfect as Robin Williams was in the original film. Um, I just think that some Disney live action remakes, some of them work, some of them don't. This one is a bit on the mix for me. I mean, I didn't hate this movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I just don't think it was as good as, as good as like the Jungle Book remake, and I just think that the Dumbo remake wasn't all that good either. But at least it was better than Dumbo. So yeah, I mean, I do have a few problems with the movie. Um, it's just, I mean, at least they tried to make a good movie. So I'm gonna give Aladdin a B. So yeah, I really like. I mean, I like this one. It just, I mean, it's not perfect or anything. I mean, some good performances from the three main actors is just Marwan Ghazari. I just think, I mean, I thought he was completely miscast as Jafar. I mean, it wasn't his fault or anything. I mean, I think he would have been. I think he would have given a better performance. Uh, I just felt like he just wasn't right for the role. Um, but those are my thoughts on the movie. But I just also another thing that was a bit questionable for me was the Cave of Wonders. Uh, Especially when they find it. I mean, and actually, there. I mean, there's no scene of build up where they. I mean, what the first. Do you remember in the original movie when? When the Gazim, the humble thief, tries to enter the cave, and what does the cave say? Who disturbs my slumber? He doesn't say that in the remake, but all he says is, only one may enter here. And his mouth doesn't move or anything, but you can hear him speak. I mean, sure. I mean that's like almost the only word that the only words they say. And of course, when Abu touches the jewel, yeah, of course he goes, now you will never again see the light of day. It was a little bit silly for me. I just think that some elements of the movie work and some of them really don't. I like I said, I didn't hate this movie. I just think it would have been a whole lot better. I enjoyed parts of it though, so yeah, I saw this with my girlfriend, and she and I had a good time, and yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to Godzilla King of the Monsters though. So yeah, so what are your thoughts on Aladdin? Let me know on the comment section. Let me know in the comment section below, and thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you want news on the latest new movies, you know where to find me.